Hello, my name is Alan J. Holman Sr. I'm a graduate student at Liberty University concentrating in history. Today we're at one of the American Civil War battlefields called Orchard Knob. We're going to go through the park and I'm going to show you some things about the American Civil War. We're on I would say the northeast corner, the southeast corner of the park. And we're going to go all the way around the park so you can see more of it. As you can see, on this northeast corner, Ivy Street and Orchard Knob, this is the main entrance to the park. The main gate here for the vehicles are locked because they don't want vehicles going up there. We're going to walk through this walk gate. And you see there's a steep hill that goes all the way up to the park. You'll see some monuments. Like I said, this is the southeast corner of the park. And we're going to walk up the park. When we get to the top, I'll come back. Okay, now we're pretty much at the top of the hill. It's a lot of work for an old man to walk up the hill. But anyway, according to the National Park Service, on Monday afternoon, November 23rd, 1863, Union troops under the command of General George H. Thomas formed battle lines in an open valley between the city of Chattanooga and a rocky mountain known as Orchard Knob. Confederate soldiers positioned on the knob had previously constructed rifle pits along the crest and around the base in order to assist them in besieging the city. This is one of the monuments. And it says it's a New Jersey monument. So that means it was Union soldiers. Let's walk around this monument here and let you see what it says. It says the 33rd New Jersey Infantry, 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, 11th Corps. And we'll come on around here. Erected by the state of New Jersey in 1896. The 13th New Jersey Infantry, 3rd Brigade, 1st Division, and 12th Corps. And we'll go over and see what this plate says. All right, 14th Army Corps, Major General John M. Palmer, November 19th through the 25th, 1863. Johnson's Division, Brigade General Richard W. Johnson. Davis's Division, Brigade General Jefferson C. Davis. And Baird's Division, Brigade General Absalom Baird. November 19th, Davis Division was detached and ordered 4 miles above Chattanooga to cover the crossing of Sherman's column. It crossed the Platoon Ridge in the rear of this force at noon, November 24th, and continued to act as a reserve for General Sherman throughout the battle. The only organization of the division engaged was Battery 1, 2nd Minnesota Light Artillery. On the morning of November 25th, Baird's Division, after reconnoitering to Chattanooga Creek, was ordered to the left to the assistance of General Sherman. And joined him near the tunnel about noon. Being soon ordered to return to the center, it arrived in the vicinity of Orchard Knob, formed on the left of Wood's division of the 4th Corps, and became the left of the line assault on Missionary Ridge. Johnson's division was divided. Starkweather's brigade occupied the fortifications of Chattanooga. Stratton's brigade formed on the right of Sheridan's division of the 4th Corps. Carlin's brigade, which had reinforced Hooker at the Craven's house on Lookout Mountain on the evening of November 24th, joined Stratton's brigade on the 25th before the advance of Missionary Ridge began and took part with it in the general assault, being the right of the line. Well, let's move on around. And as we move around, this is a very, very small but very interesting view, which I'll give you a little more information on the city's geography. And this is the plate. The final struggle begins just before 2 p.m. on November 23, 1863. Southern soldiers were alarmed by what unfolded before them. On the outskirts of Fort Wood and Chattanooga, upward of 20,000 Union soldiers formed in dense lines opposite just 600 Confederates stationed where we now stand. Suddenly, the rat-tat-tat-tat-tat of drums, the blare of bugles, and the yell of officers cut through the silent afternoon. The mass of men surged forward in one grand motion. Like a great blue wave, Union soldiers crashed around the knob, sending its Confederate defenders scurrying toward Missionary Ridge. And it's behind me, to the rear. Behind me. That's the ridge when you look. Let's see if we can get it a little closer. That's the ridge. That's Missionary Ridge. And when you look over on this other side, which is the west side, that's Lookout Mountain. All those mountains over there, that's Lookout Mountain. Let's move a little further, a little closer. Okay, this is the 4th Army Corps, Major General Gordon Granger, November 25th, 1863. 1st Division, Brigade General Charles Cruft. 2nd Division, Major General Philip H. Sheridan. And 3rd Division, Brigadier General Thomas J. Wood. Let's move on a little further. Union casualties. Battle of Chattanooga, November 23rd to November 27th, 1863. The losses were given by divisions include Orchard Knob, Lookout Mountain, Missionary Ridge, and operations following as far as Ringgold Gap, Georgia. And these are a list of the casualties. Now those were Union casualties. These are Confederate casualties. The losses here given by divisions include Orchard Knob, Lookout Mountain, Missionary Ridge, and operations following as far as Ringgold Gap, Georgia. Longstreet's Corps, McLaws and Hood's divisions, was not engaged, having been dispatched to Knoxville November 4th. Bushrod Johnson's division was on its way to Knoxville. Its rear brigade, Reynolds, was recalled in the time for the 3rd day's battle, but made no report of its casualties. Let's move on a little further. The Battle of Chattanooga, November 23rd to November 25th, 1863. General Grant had under his command for the Battle of Chattanooga the Army of the Cumberland, General George H. Thomas, the 11th and 12th Corps, Army of the Potomac, General Joseph Hooker, and 4 divisions of the Army of the Tennessee, General W.T. Sherman. And this is another part. And all of this will be shared with you in print. And then we come over to this monument. And there are a lot of text on this monument, which we'll share in print. 3rd Battery, Maryland Artillery, Captain John B. Rowan. 1st Lieutenant William L. Ritter, Artillery Battalion, Stevenson's Division, Hardee's Corps. We'll come on around. 3rd Maryland Regiment, Veteran Volunteer Infantry, Colonel Joseph M. Sudsberg, 1st Brigade, 1st Division, 12th Corps, USA. And now there's another one. That's a larger monument. And all of these will be shared in print. Now, in this particular view, if you look out there directly in front of me is the steeple of Orchard Knob Missionary Baptist Church. And if you look over to the red building there, that's the Erlanger Hospital. It's the teaching hospital, which is through the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. This particular monument is to the New York troops of Howard's 11th Corps of Hooker's Command, 11th and 12th Corps, Army of the Potomac, at Chattanooga and Missionary Ridge, November 23rd, 24th, and 25th, 1863. Steinwehr's 2nd Division. All of this will be in print. You can see it's a little cloudy up here today. And these are the other plates. 82nd Ohio Infantry, Tyndale's Brigade, Schwartz Division, 11th Corps, Lieutenant Colonel David Thomaston, November 25th, 1863. This one is the 61st Ohio Infantry, Tyndale's Brigade, Schwartz Division, 11th Corps, Colonel Stephen J. McGrady, November 25th, 1863. And this one is the 73rd Ohio Infantry, Orlando Smith's Brigade, Steinwehr's Division, 11th Corps, Major Samuel H. Hurst, November 25th, 1863. And finally in this group, the 55th Ohio Infantry, Orlando Smith's Brigade, Steinwehr's Division, 11th Corps, Colonel Charles B. Gamby, November 25th, 1863. And as we move around, You see there's another trail there that goes down to the other side of the city. I'll give you a very closer look at this Orchard Knob Missionary Baptist Church. And that's facing 3rd Street in Chattanooga. And we'll come on around. Now you'll notice there's some cannons here. These are cannons that were used in the Civil War. All of this will be in your text. And this text will be an attachment. Okay, now we'll come on over here. Here's another plate. Wilkes Brigade, Woods Division, Granger's Corps, Brigadier General August Willick. November 23rd, 1863. This is the Missionary Ridge sign. November 25th, 1863, Union Generals Ulysses S. Grant, George Thomas, and Gordon Granger stood atop Orchard Knob, peering into the distance. Over here is the Memorial Hospital. This is the Illinois Monument. Okay, now we're on the southwest side, almost in the center. This is the 18th Wisconsin Infantry, 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, 17th Corps, and the 26th Wisconsin Division, 2nd Brigade, 3rd Division, 11th Corps. The 5th Wisconsin Battalion, 3rd Brigade, 2nd Division, 14th Corps. The 6th Wisconsin Battalion, 3rd Brigade, 2nd Division, 17th Corps, 12th Wisconsin Battalion, 3rd Brigade, 2nd Division, 17th Corps. The 1st Wisconsin Heavy Artillery Company, Company C, 2nd Brigade, 2nd Division, and Artillery Reserve. The 1st Wisconsin Cavalry, the 2nd Brigade, 1st Division, and Cavalry Corps. 3rd Wisconsin Battalion, 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, Artillery Reserve. 8th Wisconsin Battalion, 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, Artillery Reserve. 10th Wisconsin Battalion, 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, Artillery Reserve. Wisconsin erects this monument to its brave and steadfast sons who participated in the encampments at and about Chattanooga, 1863. And finally, the 1st Wisconsin Infantry, 3rd Brigade, 1st Division, 14th Corps, 10th Wisconsin Infantry, 1st Brigade, 1st Division, 14th Corps, and 21st Wisconsin Infantry, 3rd Brigade, 1st Division, and 14th Corps. And now we'll go down to the south side, the central south side of the park, as we walk down the hill. And this community, by the way, is called the Orchard Knob neighborhood. And this is an interesting monument. The 109th Pennsylvania Infantry, 2nd Brigade, 2nd Division, 12th Corps. We look at the seal. It looks like the seal of Pennsylvania. Erected by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. As you see, all of these are Union soldier monuments. And all of this will be in our text. Now, we'll go back over to the entrance from which we've come, and we'll go down on the ground level to the other side of the park. Here we are on the northwest side of the park. And this is the national marker. Orchard Knob, Chickamauga, and Chattanooga National Military Park. National Park Service, U.S. Department of Interior. And there's a monument over here. Let's see if I can expand that a little bit. Now this one The 8th Kansas Voluntary Infantry. Colonel John A. Martin commanding. 1st Brigadier General August Willick. 3rd Division General T.J. Wood. 4th A.C. General Gordon Granger. November 23rd, 1863. Okay. Now on this side, you can see it's grown up and around this area. And if you walk up this trail, you would see that trail that we viewed from the upper view. Now, if you look across the street here, that is the Orchard Knob Elementary School. And on the other side of it is the Orchard Knob Middle School. Okay, now we're on the northwest side of the park. And there's a monument. That's the 46th Pennsylvania Infantry. And let's go see what that plate says. Okay, this is the monument of the western section of the Orchard Knob Commemorate organizations which were engaged in the city Chattanooga campaign, but operated beyond the limits of the national park. And this is the trail that's going up to the top of the park from where we started. And this is that other monument. And all of this will be in our graphic, in our text. 75th Pennsylvania Infantry, 3rd Brigade, 3rd Division. The 11th Corps. Okay, now this is the west side of the park. And there are a few monuments on this side. And we're gonna come over and we're gonna let you get a closer look at these monuments. This is from the 27th Regiment of Pennsylvania. We'll come on down. We see it's a little grown up on this area. This is the 10th Michigan Infantry, Morgan's Brigade, and Davis's Division, Palmer's Corps. And this one, erected in 1895, is a monument that's duplicating the cannon. It's Battery E, Pennsylvania, Knapp's, Geary's Division, Hooker's Command. and erected by the state of Connecticut to her 5th and 20th Infantry Regiments, Chattanooga Campaign, 1863 to 1864. And now, we're getting toward the end. This is the Massachusetts to her 2nd and 23rd Infantry in the campaigns of Chattanooga. And on this side, which is the southwest side, 1st Michigan Engineers, Army of the Cumberland, William P. Innes, Colonel, commanding. And then we'll look at the plate. The monuments in the western section of Orchard Knob commemorate organizations which were engaged in the Chattanooga campaign, but operated beyond the limits of the national park. So this is the end of the Orchard Knob National Park. Very interesting tour. Around 1:30 p.m., Union buglers sounded the command, "Forward!" and approximately 14,000 troops began marching toward the Confederate positions. Only 634 Confederates held the line around Orchard Knob. The Union soldiers closed in on the knob, exchanging fire with the Confederates and pushing them back in the base of Missionary Ridge. A few minutes before 3 o'clock p.m., General Thomas J. Woods galloped to the summit and signaled to General Thomas, "I have taken the first line of the enemy's entrenchments." Thomas responded, "Hold on, don't come back. You've got too much. Entrench your position." Although Orchard Knob was a minor engagement, it showed Grant that Bragg's army was still a capable fighting force and aided Bragg in realizing he should be concerned about the possibility of a Union attack upon his lines. On November 25th, Orchard Knob became General Grant's forward observation post as he watched the Union assault upon Missionary Ridge. Orchard Knob Reservation in Chattanooga, Tennessee was preserved for its historic significance, but preserving the battlefield created an oasis for wildflower populations in the midst of a bustling city. Confederate soldiers positioned on the knob had previously constructed rifle pits along the crest and around the base in order to assist them in besieging the city. Confederate sentries atop Orchard Knob anxiously watched as the Union lines moved into parade-like formation in front of their positions. This is where Grant watched the unfolding battles of the Ridge.